And that's a side note for the mamas and for the aunties, the uncles, the grandmamas, and the perfect fathers that are looking at, quote unquote, the deadbeat fathers. Okay? That's a side note for y'all. Because 90% of what you're going through in your life, you wouldn't be going through if you would keep your mouth off of other folks. Now back to my fathers, my dad, sitting in a lazy boy with a cold glass of lemon water. Better be lemon water. Don't make me. I want you to start today. Hopefully yesterday, if you heard the podcast, you started yesterday. But each day is a new day. Set some new intentions for your life. Set some new momentum. Okay. Start looking at your situation and look at your blessings. Be grateful. What did it say? It says, count your blessings. A grateful heart attracts more joy, love, and prosperity. So your kids are not there. Name 5 things right now. And I'm going to give you time to do it as you reflect. 5 things that you can be grateful for. I know you got 5. Because I'm going to help you out. 1, if you're listening to this podcast, that means you're alive. That means you have breath. That means you woke up. That means you had the activities of your limbs in order to be able to pick up your phone and click on the podcast, put on your headset or whatever. Those are 2 to 3 different things right there you have to be grateful for. Life, breath, love that God gave you because you have another day to get it right. That's why we can't get it wrong. That's the whole point. That's the beauty of life, y'all. God loves us so much. We can't get it wrong. There is no wrong or right with it. It's just the time that it takes you to get it. He is a loving, gracious God. He's not standing over us with no whip. That's man envisionment of him, because that's what they do. And they can only see God through their experience. But when you got a heart of love, when you know what true love is, when you start learning how to go within, you see God just like you see everybody else. Kind and loving and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy. God loves y'all, man. You got so much to be grateful for. And come on now, number 3 or 4 on your list. Yeah, I know it's gonna be that whip you driving, cause every one of y'all got a bad car. I don't know too many men who, when they go purchase a car, they purchase a bucket. So you can. I know you're grateful for that. Every time you go to get in it. I watch my husband, y'all. He be cracking me up. And I used to laugh at my neighbors. Every day before they got in that car, they was under the hood. They was wiping down the windows. They was getting all the bird dumb off. They was vacuuming it. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm gonna have to write a book. You treat your car better than you treat your woman. What's up with that? I know your woman be like, I want you to wipe me, stroke me like you stroke that car. That's a whole other podcast, but we gonna get on that one day. Treat your woman like you treat your car. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. But I know you're grateful for that. So you got life to be grateful for. You got the activities of your limbs, your health to be grateful for. You got your car to be grateful for. And I'm sure you're not in the shelter. I'm sure you're not on the street listening to me. You're in a house, right? You sitting in a lazy boy, or you sitting in some recliner or some big exotic chair, I'm sure. Y'all know how y'all do. You in your man cave. Who has a man cave? Who came up with that? What about women cave? Where's the women's den? I want a women's den. How y'all get a cave? I want a cave. Y'all got caves. We ain't got no cave. That's something to be grateful for. You done grew up and you got a cave in your house. So those are the things that you need to daily start thinking about. Whenever a negative feeling or negative thought comes to your mind, replace it with something you can be grateful for. That is how you get through. That is how you change what you actually see in your life. The reason you have the things you see in your life now to be grateful for is because you were grateful for something else. That's how you got that. You think it's because you went to work, you worked hard, and you went and bought it. No. You were able to buy it, or you were able to manifest it because of your gratitude from other past things. Start watching it. The more you're grateful, the more you receive. How about this? You're a child, right? And you grew up. When you were a child, did your mama or your daddy reward you when you were ungrateful? Did they, if you walked around, I don't like this, I don't want this, I don't appreciate this, did they do stuff for you? First of all, you probably wouldn't be living to tell me. Because back then, they would have popped you dead smack in your grill. I mean, would have flowed you and then counted to 10 and then dared you to get up, right? But they didn't reward you for not being grateful. They rewarded you for saying thank you. See, think about it. That's one thing that they taught us that was correct. No matter who gave you something, where you was, they was waiting. As soon as the person, I can look now back, when parents, they see somebody about to give their kid something, the person can't even give it to the kid good before the parent is on the kid head. What you say? Did you say you can't even, like, you trying to process the fact that you just got some and you about to say thank you and your mama down your throat already talking about, did you say thank you? But that was a good thing, because that put in us that's something God, that's a key. That's a tool in life that gets you things that you want. That gets you the desires of your heart to be grateful. So if you know, and you being a parent yourself, you don't, if your kid ain't grateful, you be like, you man ain't giving you nothing. You ain't grateful. Look what look at this. I bought you this and you ain't even showing that you grateful for this. That's what you're saying. And it takes you a minute before you buy them something else, right? But guess what? Eventually, you do, because eventually they get it, right? Well, that's the same way the law and the momentum of life goes. That's how God set it up. It's just the law, y'all. God created it like that. That's just how it operates, and we can't fight it. How has it worked for you so far? We might as well just stop being proud. Stop letting the ego. You see, the ego, we gotta fight that daily, because that ego gonna mess y'all up. We gotta just let the ego know, look, you work with me, not against me. We all one, okay? You all a part of me. So let's get along. Let's do this together. Let's reach for the heights together. You fighting against yourself. What they say, you your own worst enemy. And that is the truth. So start being grateful for what you do have. Start being grateful for who you do see. You don't have a relationship with your kids, but you see your mama daily, be grateful. Say, man, I'm so glad that I can see my sister, that I talk to my mom. Call the people in your family that you can. Y'all, I woke up this morning and it's funny, because every time after someone who is important in my life pass away, 3 in particular, 4, I get like enlightenments and insights on stuff, and things get clearer, and I'm really starting to connect the connection between life and transitioning and all of that. And we cry when they pass out of our own physicalness, like, that's us with the expressing our grief and stuff. But really, the cry, I don't feel we should grieve like that. We should start rejoicing, because I'm learning, when I grieved out of negative feelings or hurt or pain or anguish, for when I missed them like that, I didn't receive good things or good thoughts. Like, it kept going. But when I started embracing them being gone physically and realizing they are still here spiritually, I started feeling so much better. Things started happening and opening up in my life more. I started seeing dreams and visions and having stuff I can't even explain it in words, right? And my recently, one of my grandmothers passed, and this is my last grandparent. And so since then, I know she's around. I know she's here. I know it because I know the type of person she was, in my opinion. And now I'm learning more of who she was from other people who's posting and talking about her. And I'm seeing and feeling certain things that I didn't see or feel before she passed, or I found out that she had transitioned. So I know she's present. And imagine it, y'all. When they're here, all of their gifts, their talents, their wisdom is within them, in the physical body. But now it is open to all of us to grasp from, right? Like, they have a reservoir now up there, and anybody can tap into it. It goes, like, they're not here anymore to use it. Like, okay, remember how they say, and I'm gonna get back to you fathers, but it's all connected. This is for you fathers, because remember how they say that one of the most wealthiest places in the world is the cemetery or the mortuary? You know why that is the case? One, because when they had it in them, they didn't tap into it, right? But technically, it's not in the cemetery or the mortuary. It has transitioned back up into the reservoir of heaven, the storage, the atmosphere, whatever you want to call it. I look up and I say, God got a warehouse that can't be numbered, right? The square footage of this warehouse full of dreams, ideas, creations, gifts, talents, money, cars, homes. I mean, got a freaking reserve of everything imaginable, unimaginable, right? For anyone who can tap into it and who can get it emotionally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, in your feelings, in your inner mind, in your thoughts. That's how you tap into it before you actually see it in the physical manifestation. And if we would learn how to use our imagination and our thoughts for good, I say use your powers for good instead of evil, instead of negative. Use the brain, use the head, the mind, fill it full of good thoughts, good things, good imaginations, good memories, instead of all the negative. The more you fill that space full of goodness, then the more goodness and the more that you fill it with will actually manifest and you can see it in the physical.